Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Well, it's fairly early here. I had to get up this morning, get a few things done before we leave for Manila. But I thought I would make this because of last night. So, I guess the tourists are back. Walking Street was absolutely slammed last night. But let me tell you more about it. Let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, so we weren't bar hopping last night. That wasn't our intention whatsoever. Um, if you're familiar with Walking Street, there's at the entrance of Walking Street, there's Carousel, one of the Wolfpack bars, and adjacent to Carousel is a small restaurant. It's owned by a German guy, and it's got a pretty extensive menu, but it's really nothing spectacular or anything like that. It's really average food, cheap food. You know what? A lot of the bar employees, the Filipinos, the Filipinas, get food there because it's inexpensive. It's not really a Western. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have Western foods, all right, or more expensive selections, but not really. Okay, what they do have. First off, if you're half drunk and you've been out all night, the pizza is edible. It ain't great, but it'll get there. It'll get you there. All right. But number two, crispy pata. Crispy pata is like the shank or leg section of a pig. It's crispy pork, almost like a lechon pork. All right? Baboy, pig, whatever you want to call it. They have, without a doubt, some of the best crispy pata in Angeles. I mean, for that one item to be so many steps ahead of everything else is crazy. But I got to tell you more about the rest of our night because it was an accident. It really and truly was. But before that, please do subscribe and do hit that thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. We're starting to get closer and closer to that 3,000 mark. It's just a goal. What can I say? All right. Now, they say that high season for tourism starts in the Philippines in November. But let me tell you about last night. Last night, I literally have saw Walking Street was slammed. I mean, it was packed way before. I mean, this is pre-pandemic crowded walking down Walking Street. Um, it's not that we had intended. I mean, we weren't dressed to go out. We weren't prepared to go out. We weren't anything, but we got a crispy pata, and it's a big platter. It's not cheap. It's like $20. All right, but it's actually about $20. All right, but you know what? We got two meals out of it there, and with the leftovers, we'll get two more meals out of it. It's actually a lot. Either way, enough about the food. Okay, Walking Street slammed, absolutely slammed. So we decided that, you know what? I feel like a cocktail before we go home. I'm tired. I want to relax. Let's drop by. So we stopped by Lucifer, one of our favorite bars. All right. The manager there is great. We have friends that work there. The door guys are great. They always treat us with a ton of respect. Whatever. All right. There are multiple reasons why we like them. Now, We go into Lucifer, we sit down, and it's packed. I mean, for this early in the evening, it is slammed. It really and truly is. Wow. So we sit down at a table. Now, behind us is a table of 4 or 5 guys. I can't remember which. And we're sitting there, and Arlene leans over to me and she goes, "Do you know them?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me look." So I looked at them. And I said, "No, I've never met any of them before. I don't know them. I don't think, I don't know anything about them." She goes, "I think they recognize you." Now, we're a small channel, and we really don't expect people that we don't know to actually know us. All right. And it was surprising. It was really surprising. I said, "Nah, we don't know them." She goes, "I think they were looking at you. I think they know you." And I said, "Don't worry about it. No big deal." A couple minutes later, one of the guys brings a girl down off stage and walks over to our table and says, "Hey, Mike, can I borrow this chair?" Because we were at a table for like 6, and there were only 2 of us, and we had had one of our friends, one of the bar girls, join us for a drink. And at that point, I said, wait. I said, "Of course you can have the chair, not a problem," because they needed an extra chair. But I said, "Do I know you?" And he goes, "I watch your blog." And I'm like, "Wow. Oh, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Mike. This is my wife, Arlene. It's nice to run into you. We hope you're having a great time." Okay. Well, after a while, and he pointed out, he says, "Yeah," he says, "You're from Arizona." And I said, "Yes." And he says, "We're all from the Phoenix area." I said, "Wow." But he had invited a girl to come down, and so he was going to chat with her. Okay, great. So after about like half an hour, I get up and I go introduce myself to 2 of the other guys at the table. Well, it turns out that the guy that came to me, he actually has a condo down A Santos in One Euphoria. Beautiful place. Okay, beautiful resort, condo, whatever. All right. The other 2 guys, or 2 of the other guys, they live in Davao. And I'm not going to say much about them. I'm going to respect their privacy. But they're actually pretty much full time. They own places in Davao. And they were up for the week visiting their buddy. Now, their buddy, the one that introduced himself to me, he goes back and forth. He's not fully retired yet. But it was interesting that I would run into subscribers that would recognize me. To me, that was kind of interesting. Something I didn't expect. All right. I have run into subscribers before, but it's always been, at breakfast or at dinner. Although one time, a couple weeks ago, I did run into a subscriber on Walking Street. But he was in a rush. We didn't get a chance to talk, just introduced himself. He said, "Look, I got a call coming in. I got to go take care of it. I hope he's doing well." So, anyways, my point with this is then it's like 9 o'clock at night now. Okay, we had dinner at 7. We had, I think, 2 drinks, and it's time to go home. And Arlene's not in the best of moods anyway. It turns out that we have a Lazada package coming, and Lazada has really pissed me off. They're getting on my last fucking nerve. Seems like we are now, or our area is now like last on the delivery list. We haven't gotten a Lazada delivery before 6 o'clock at night, and I don't know how long. How they expect us to be at home, or anybody to be at home at 5, 6, 7 o'clock on a Friday night. And the problem with Lazada is if you're not around, all right, to get your package and you don't get it, you can't accept delivery, guess what? They put you on a little blacklist, which is, I don't give a shit personally, but Arlene she uses Lazada a lot. She don't want to be on this blacklist. So she keeps checking her phone. And I'm like, oh, you know what? We didn't intend to really go out. Let's just go home, sweetheart. We go out of Lucifer, and I kid you not, for the first time since pre-pandemic, I can't see the end of the directional road. In other words, to the right of me is the Fields Ave entrance. To the left of me is going to be the MacArthur entrance, which is going to be too far to see. Packed, absolutely packed. So is tourist season here already? And for a different video at another time, I'm going to tell you, I'm seeing a big shift in the Westerners on Walking Street. But I have a beef with some of the bars on Walking Street, and I'm going to tell you about that too in another video. Otherwise, please do subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Have a great day. We hope you're doing well. And I guess I better get ready to go to Manila. Take care.